What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Hades. His name is Demontis. His partners today in the light blue color, the sky blue color, playing as Poseidon. His name is Matrius, and finally rounding the team out in the red color, playing as Ra. His name is I Kill, You Die. He knows their opponents today in the yellow color, playing as Hades. His name is Player. In the green color, blending in with the map a little bit, his name is Goldline. He's playing Uranus. And finally, in the purple color, I'm pretty sure he's played Loki on every single land map. His name is Squash. And this is game number 4 of this best of 5 with UCA versus Fade 2. UCA up 2-1, meaning they are on their game point, win one more game, and they go on. So we'll see if they can make it happen in this game or not. We do have a very, very interesting clash of styles and ideas on this Alfheim map. You gamble hard if you play Loki on Alfheim because there are relatively high hunt Alfheim maps and there are very, very low hunt Alfheim maps. And to me, we take a quick look at the map. This looks like it's kind of in the middle. You get 4 elks. It's not a bad amount of food to start with. He's got the caribou back here, only 3. The deer spawn is only 3. So things are going to be a little bit awkward for Squash here going forward. So we'll see how things are going to go for him and see what kind of style he's going to play here. Now, to round that comp out with the Uranus and the Hades of player, I'm surprised to see Hades with this comp. I would have thought if you're going to pick a Greek god in this matchup, it's Zeus. It's Zeus, and it's Zeus for the prime reason that you get the Siege hoplites. Because to me, this comp seems like a one town center comp, and you got to go. That's it. That's the big one. But with the Hades, I'm not sure exactly what's going to be different. Maybe it doesn't matter all too much. I'll have to wait and see. So in terms of what their opponents are doing here, we've got I Kill You Die here playing with Ra. Now we haven't really seen a whole lot of Egyptian in this tournament. And to be honest, I think it's because Egyptian players don't know how to play Egyptian in team games. That's straight up the comment, because the 1v1 Egyptian playstyle does not translate to team games, in coordinated team games, very well. If you want to play Egyptian in a team game at this level, you got to know your timing attacks and be able to execute perfectly to assist your team and make sure that if they're getting doubled, you're actually doing something. That's the big one. You have to be doing something as Egyptian in your team games. If you're not, you're going to lose. But we'll see how things are going to happen here, and if it's actually going to matter or not on this map. Maybe there's not enough food on the map to make the aggression work all too well. Now, we also have Madrius playing as Poseidon here, so he's going to have a ceasefire. We've also got the Hades here. For Demontis, he's going to have the Sentinels. So it's a very, very defensive-orientated team composition here from UCA, matching up against the very, very aggressive team composition of F2. Very excited to see what they're going to try and do here. We're already seeing Matrius advance through Hermes. We've got 4-Seti coming through for Squash. No surprises there. 4-4-7 is my guess. That's exactly right. Very standard. We've got the Ford Temple coming down. Relics on the map. We've got a fair few here. We've got the Pygmalion Stature, extra 40% villager hit points. Over on this corner, we've got the Fenrir's Fenrir. That's not exactly going to be that useful here with the one-hit animal relic. Got the Eye of Ornlu here as well. Extra damage against bonus damage for your counter infantry. That one's going to help out the Hades a lot if he's going to be making a pacifist against her, so going forward. We've also got the Blue Crystal Shard here. Bonus gather rate for wood and gold. In the back here, we've got the Trios Bow. Going to be a beautiful one there for those Terma going forward, or maybe even the Arcus. Guy's Book of Knowledge here, kind of a no relics. Let's just ignore that one. Harmonious Necklace, plus 10%. Gold, gather rate. Oseberg Wagons on the field. If I can get that, he's going to be very, very happy. And finally, rounding this one out, we've got the Canopic Jar of Imseti, extra infantry bonus training time, or reduction in training time, I should say. As the villagers retreating back, and there's the Sentinels. The Ursa has to get out of here. Sven, get out of here. Your blade tail is unwanted. She's going to be retreating back ever so slightly, waiting for John. Oh, God. That's a name and a half. He is a giant sniffer. I don't know if that means that he sniffs giants or when he does sniff, he sniffs giantly. But he is, I mean, I don't know why I'm talking about the Herser at this point. We do see the gold line oracles sitting around this town center, making sure that it's not going to get grabbed. Meanwhile, Mattress just calmly grabbing this one, going immediately in onto 2 town centers. This is such a huge difference in play style here as Gold Lion, he's coming through with his oracles. We've already got the Theseus here. We've got the Minotaur here preventing this aggression. We see the Herser swinging around the back. Definitely want to prevent this town center from going up if they can with Mattress going 2 town centers over here. It seems to me that a ceasefire may have to get clicked up here, but we do have Mattress coming in with the Relic Monkeys. The Relic Monkeys are going to be huge here. We've got the Promethean offspring coming in to help out ever so slightly as the villagers turning around to fight. This one can Squash make this work here. Gets 1 villager killed. We see the Oracle heroes coming in. Big shockwave there onto the villagers coming in as the Minotaur going to get taken out very quickly. The Chiron coming through though as now Hippolyta is in as well, as it looks like Squash and Gold Lion are going to have to escape here as the Relic Monkeys are getting taken down. Now, these don't get that much favor at only 0.48, but they've got no HP, so it doesn't really matter. As looks like the town center will inevitably be going up here as the Greek players, too strong, it would seem, at holding this position. Squash's army very, very well micro. Those low HP staying alive for the vast majority of this this game thus far. Hasn't really lost any, it seems, but he will have to retreat out if you're just about to lose one, as Hall of Fames is just about to come through. The town center is coming up. 2 Herser going down, 3 Herser going down, 4 Herser going down here as Squash has to pull back here. All of UCA managed to get their town centers up going forward. And what is player doing but just simply grabbing 2 town centers himself here? As I kill you die, he says, standard 2 town center, fast rain shenanigans here. 13 farms. Normally you go 12 if you want a very quick heroic, 13, 14, 15 if you go for like a 9 minute. Get them like 15 farms. If you go for anything more, you go for 20 farms. Is the general rule here, but as the game continues, we'll see what these players are going to come up with, because Gold Lion's going to have to grab town centers here. But the thing is that Squash kind of his only option with what his team can do here. The best kind of thing that I could imagine that Squash could do is kind of like a 1 town center fast mythic off of like full Herser here. If you can somehow manage to do that with like the cows or something. He does have some hunt over here. He's going for a town center though. But the reason why I say that is if he hits the mythic age, it's say somewhere between 12 and 14 minutes, and Gold Lion gets 3 town centers and hits the mythic age at 15 minutes, they might be able to put enough pressure on to actually upset the 2 town center boom here of UCA, who are just playing this just incredibly defensively. We see Hathor or coming in a little bit earlier than 9 minutes, but not quite 8:30. So a nice advance time nonetheless, but he does have to deal with a Hades, an F2 player's Hades here. So things are going to be very equal on this location. But look, I wouldn't be surprised if I Kill You Die just simply drops a market and goes Mythic Age. But I guess that's why the town center is getting dropped here by Squash, because Squash knows he's going to be the victim in this game. He is the victim in this game as the Uranus units pushing in here, picking off a handful of villagers. Nice play here from Gold Lion. Does lose a handful of units to make this happen as those Sentinels go into town. And this is Mantis here. Just hurting just a little bit, but Squash is out. Gold Lion is out. Town Center's now starting to come down. I would say just a little bit late. With everyone going to Town Center here, I would have liked Gold Lion to just rush the 3 Town Centers. Just go like 6 to 12 units and then rush 3 Town Centers. He's got quite a few too many here. He's only really picked off 2 villages thus far. But he's going to be searching around looking for something to do. He does find the Migdol Stronghold here. He might be able to pick off that Pharaoh there, as the Rock's going to be retreating back in onto this position, as that's going to put a stop to this ever so slightly. We don't have any skin of the Rhino, so there might be a dead villager or two here, but it just seems like I have to retreat away as the Chiron's going to be coming in here. Player's going to start putting the pressure in onto this position as Gold Lion says, yep, I know what's happening here. You should have put that Migdol in your base. You've got a safe gold mine back here, and we're going to tear this down as they're going to put all the pressure now onto I Kill You Die. Matrius coming in here. There is a restoration available for both teams at this point, so they might be using that to push through here as the coordination from Fei2 is starting to mount here as Patsuko's getting taken down by the Chiron. Nice play here from player as it seems like this Migdol will be getting finished off. The third town center on the way now for Gold Line. Second one just about to pop here as Gold Line's going to be able to finish this off with the help of everyone else, but that will be allowing Demantis to throw all of his farms down, get very, very safely through setup. His economy is going to be huge. The farms have not quite yet been started here by Squash. He's going to be eating every little bit of food first before farming. That's very, very Squash style. He doesn't go for farms until he absolutely needs to with Loki. In fact, if Squash could get Heroic Age here, he probably would just throw a marker down and start buying food for a little bit. As Squash retreating, we do see this rock here getting chased after by Terma heroes, so it should get taken down here as it's very slow at only 4.0 speed. And there's the markets down for I Kill You Die. He's about to get very, very big here. Did he end up getting an Oseberg wagon? No, he did not. Looks like maybe a player did. So what player can do is go 2 town center heroic, drop a market, and start a trade route instead of getting his 3rd town center and just being exactly the same point economically. But even better because he has that relic, right? Did he get it? Yes, he did. Oseberg wagon. Such a brutally strong relic here. There's the wall getting broken here as Squash wants to put some pressure on. Bragi on the way, 50% there. That's actually just some beautiful macro by Squash. Beautiful macro. We'll see how he's going to manage to make this work. As Apollo on the way now for player as well. See if that Underworld is going to do all too much as Gold Line trying to push through and onto this location here. Looking at this gold mine here, we do see the Chariot Archers coming through. I Kill You Die. It's going to be coming into his element very, very soon here. His economy should be banging here. Unfortunately, he hasn't gotten himself irrigation because he did have to throw down another Migdol, so that's a little bit delayed, I would say. Meanwhile, the villagers on this location getting taken out as the camel caravans that are getting made by I Kill You Die are getting sniped here. I love this early pressure onto these camel caravans. Sniping there, that's a lot of food down the drain, 200 food there, and really, really slowing down the boom here of I Kill You Die. If he gets those picked off here, it's going to be brutal. But now Matris is in with his Hippocon. We see the army of Demand is going to be helping out a little bit, and Squash calls retreat. So Gold Lion retreats, turns around a little bit here to get a little bit of damage, but he should just be focusing on getting out of here as irrigation is now coming in for I Kill You Die. Very unlike player right now. He is not fully walled in, and he is about to be the victim of some pretty brutal Chariot Archer raids, but it looked like player noticed it there. He's sending his Hippocon back. These villagers over here have not been pulled from the gold mine as I Kill You Die spots 5 villagers here that he very much wants to get taken out. But while this is going on, the wall's getting set up over here, claiming this town center. Grabbing this town center is pretty pointless here with this forest. You're probably going to lose that 9 times out of 10 to a Ra player just going to the Mythic Age to Osiris and making catapults. But preventing the Ra player from getting this is another story here. As the Chariot Archers and the Cavalry still searching around. They will be looking for some big raids onto Squash, who hasn't yet been raided in this game, it would seem. As he does pull back immediately. Can he garrison the Dwarf into the tower? He doesn't need to. He's just going straight for the home. And he does lose that one. Nice play there by I Kill You Die. As the Squash army here looking to... still looking to try and break through into Demantis' base, but Demantis very, very defensive here as the Uranus unit's pushing over here trying to take out Matris. Matris going for his 3rd town center. We see the Hippolyta getting taken out, but Curse gets dropped here. Horus on the way now for I Kill You Die. This is where things get scary as, big Locust. Squash is so good. How does he dodge Locusts like that? He loses a couple of villagers, but he dodges the Locust like a mad lad. And I imagine he's calling for resources right now. He's saying, player, you're not dealing with your opponent here nicely. Do something. And player is just sitting here just going do 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 do, and Squash takes the opportunity now to advance through hell. This is going to be huge. We've got Thea coming through for Goldenline. We've got Hell coming through for Squash, but the Horus is going to hit Squash's town center most likely here. As the raid is coming through here, they will be taken out, and that's Skraling there. The original Ulfsark you start with is a Skraling. For many reasons. Sophisis on the way now, 4-player. He is very, very scary going forward here. He's going to have the Fortress. He's going to have a big Underworld coming. Player, while he has been... Squash, while he has been hurt just a little bit now in this game. He's looking for this gold mine over here. He's going to get raided. This isn't what he wants. Probably should have moved somewhere a little bit safer here as his dwarves getting taken out. He can't even be on this gold mine at this point as Squash is getting doubled here. He's trying to push in and deal with Matrius over here, but he's losing all this Hursa on this position as well as Demandus and Matrius coordinating this one beautifully as we see Goldline trying to push through over here. Meanwhile, the town center on the way on this position. We see the Hippocon trying to push through here, trying to deny this one. They do manage to do that beautifully there, but these heavy chariots chasing this down. Can the ox cart stay alive here? 14 HP remaining. The Stymphalian bird holding on that location, trying to grab this town center on the front, but not able to do so. Meanwhile, Matrius is happily taking down houses here of Squashes. Squash just put them kind of willy-nilly in the middle of his base here. He's now into the Mythic Age here as we see the tornado getting dropped as Squash does not have fortified town centers, does not have masons, and it will get taken down. You should use restoration here. Oh, you hate to see it. That was the play. Player royally screwed that up. That tornado should not have killed this town center. Restoration hard counters a naked tornado, and he greedily used it on himself right now. And Squash is just going to be shaking his head. We see the earthquake hitting Squash's forward town center, and now Squash is on 0 town centers. He's got himself 112 of 50 population remaining here, and he's going to have to bail off of that as he might try and grab this town center, but he cannot get that one there just yet here. As the chariot archers still looking around, doing everything they can. The game is still very, very close, mind you. Player is absolutely huge, but Squash should not be this far behind. There is no way Squash should be this far behind going forward as the house is getting dropped over here. For Squash, trying to get everything back. We see the Chimera is going to be searching around from Demandus, looking for villagers to kill as this town center is going up with just Ulfsark. This is very, very scary here. We see the Hursa coming back here as Squash has to completely reset. He's going to give Demandus everything he needs as the Underworld coming through now for Demandus as Squash has to completely abandon ship here. He is getting chased off with every single one of his villagers. He's in a very, very tough position moving forward here. So in this position, very idle. We see the Vortex coming in on this position, going to be taking down the Underworld passage as Goldline should be able to clean this up very, very fast with just simply the Heka Giganti targeting down this Underworld passage. Should be able to deal with this one as the Stymphalian birds raining fire from overhead. And it looks as if, oh golly, there's the restoration from Demand, as it doesn't look like the army here of Goldline is quite strong enough to deal with Demand. So the Chiron's not really microing here as that Stymphalian bird is getting a lot of value in on this game. The battle boards now coming back for Squash here. Going to be taking this one out. But look at this. Player is up 4 town centers to I Kill You Die's 2 town centers. He is huge going forward, but Matrius is also very, very big. And look at this. The Hippocon coming in. They've found the villagers of Squash. Squash didn't run far enough. Matrius has got his eyes set on eliminating Squash's Loki from this game. This is part of the reason part of the weakness of Norse here is losing all your town centers and your villagers go running and then they get raided to the ground. Squash's Nidhogg coming in here trying to defend this one. The Chimera here going to be retreating away from the time being here as the villagers going to jump into the town center there. We see Demantis trying to grab this location over here at Heliopolis. Going to get taken out. Demantis has got plenty of army to push through here. The game is still very much in the balance as it looks to me as if I Kill You Die is getting absolutely smoked moving forward here as player. He's getting his fortress up, but guess what? Even if player is gigantic and able to completely clean I Kill You Die, Squash is getting cleaned first here. Gold Lion is in a decent position. He is doing all right, but he does not have the tools necessary to help Squash back into the game. Whereas Mattrius does have the tools to prevent I Kill You Die from getting cleaned up here. So we'll see if that's going to start being the case. As, I mean, Mattrius is just kind of all over the map here with his Hippocon cleaning so much of Squash's base here. We see the trade route has started from Squash. He's got a lot of economy moving forward. The Chimera coming through here looking for some raids as the Hersa need to chase this one down. The Hersa do have the speed advantage here, so they should be able to chase that down and get that all dealt with. But in reality here, the best play that player could do would probably be to Underworld Demantis right in this crack here to kill off both of those Townsends, because getting in onto I Kill You Die is just not going to be that much of an assistance. Trying to pick off Mattrius here, he's got the militia, not going to be that much of a help, but picking off Demantis here will relieve the pressure off of Squash and allow Squash to try and get back into this game, try and feed him back into this game somehow, some way. We see Ballaster out for Squash as he's desperately trying to construct something that that is going to be usable here in this game. He's trying to rebuild his building. He's getting his armor up to get armor upgrades and everything else. The game is 100% in players' hands to carry this one through, as the Heliopolis, they do not die fast at all, as player is just like, let me in, trying to get through here. Got to throw some watchtowers down or something here. If we take a look at players' economy, he's got no economy in the bank going forward. He's actually kind of wasting some resources on armory upgrades when he needs towers through onto this position. Now, to say that as I Kill You Die, he's only got fortified town centers, but this town center is staying alive a lot here due to that relic there. Blanket of Empress Zoe, they're giving the extra 5% crush armor as the Heliopolis slowly getting in here, but it seems like just with that many villagers repairing, it's going to take a very long time for that to all go down. Meanwhile, look at this. Demantis has got his own Heliopolis here, and Squash has got nothing remaining here. The Hippocon moving around the map here from Mattrius. He's got 6.05 speed Hippocon with Sacred Charge, looking for raids everywhere, sniping everything down. We do see some heavy fanatics coming through to try and take out these champion Hippocon, but they're not going to be able to do all too much. Meanwhile, we do see a side build coming in for Squash. He does have Hell here, so he's got access to Mountain Giant. He's got access to Rampage. He can spam a ton of those Mountain Giants to try and get a little bit of damage done. Meanwhile, look at this from Mattrius. Mattrius says, why help I Kill You Die on the front there when I can attack a weak spot of player? And that's exactly what he's doing, going straight up to this town center. You can make some Petropoli here. He's throwing some watchtowers down as well. Demantis casting Earthquake. Wait, somewhere? Where did he cast Earthquake? Not sure. Was there an earthquake? Was there an underworld? There was an underworld by player. So players underworld must... Oh, here it was. All right. So earthquake the underworld of player, and that kind of removes any sort of possibilities here for play. But while that's all going on, now look at this. The Petropolis are in. Mattrius is through. He has gotten all of the pressure onto player, and player needs to somehow work out a way to defend this. He's trying to make Heliopolis out of this position, but he doesn't have any population over here. All of his population is on the front. He's got a handful of these Gastrophetes here, which do not have Burning Pitch yet. Without Burning Pitch, the Gastrophetes are really, really bad. They're not efficient at all, as the temple does end up getting taken down. That will allow the town center to be a little bit easier to get cleaned up, as Squash, he does have the temple up. He is making Fire Giant into his temple here to try and take out Mattrius' town center on the back, but player's town center over here has been taken out. We do see the Heliopolis able to move through this position here, going to be trying to take out the towers and everything else, as now Mattrius is going to be moving over here to try and maybe take out the town center on this location as well here. This is a beautiful spot for Mattrius to be occupying as this game is continuing. We are still seeing that Mattrius trying to break through this location, but look at this. Demantis going up to 6 town centers moving forward in this game. That's going to be absolutely huge for him. He is so absurdly big in this game. When you're on 6 town centers, you need roughly 50 to 60 trade caravans to support it all. And Gold Lion says, nope, game over, tapping out, had enough. Player taps out, Squash taps out, UCA gets the dub with some immaculate play here. Honestly, this was some of the best play you will see out of a team ever. The only thing is that I feel like if player was ready to restoration this town center when the tornado went down, Squash is fine here. Squash doesn't die at all. He's completely fine to reset, rebuild, be okay. But with losing this town center to the tornado, then losing this town center to the earthquake, he just doesn't have any way or any time to get his buildings back up that he did lose. Now, I don't know what else to say here apart from that. Now, some people might not realize how restoration works. So let's talk. It does just come down to how healing works in Age of Mythology. So we'll just quick chat about that before we check out the post game. So healing works in that if something says that it heals at 10 HP per second, it's talking about the stationary healing. If the unit is doing nothing, it heals at 10 HP per second. If it is moving, it heals at 10%. I believe it's 10% of that. So 1 HP per second it heals at. Restoration heals at something absurd like 300 HP per second. Or even more. I can't exactly remember what it is, but it's very, very high. If the town center is not shooting anything and you click restoration, it will effectively get the immediate restoration boost back up to full HP. If it's not shooting. If it is shooting, then the restoration works at the 10%, which is only going to be roughly 30 HP per second or something like that. So if you want to be stopping that tornado, if it's possible, if someone does what I call a naked tornado, restoration will stop it. If you want the tornado to work during restoration, you need to have a unit there tanking the arrow fire. Anyways, post-game time to see exactly what happened. How did Squash only receive 900 resources from player here? This was unfortunate game here, in all honesty. All resource total obviously is going to go super heavy in favor of UCA because they did go for that early second town center. But that being said, if you take a look at the settlements, they didn't have that big of an advantage in terms of town centers here. If you look at team stats, or I was looking at the wrong stats here. So here's the big bonus here. They didn't have that much of an advantage in terms of settlements here. UCA at 6 at 7 minutes, and then we did have the Fade 2 players up at 8 for a fairly long time here to catch up on those villages. So in terms of civilian unit count, you would assume that this is very, very close. So you have to account for if you get rid of the Atlantean player, it would probably be fairly equal. But just an incredibly well played game here and series by UCA. Now, for you Fade 2 lovers out there, don't fret. Fade 2 is not out of it just yet. They go into the losers bracket. They're going to be playing the loser of DOD versus JSS. And then USA is going to be playing the winner of DOD versus JSS. And then beyond that, just to completely explain how it's all going to work, then the winners finals happens. The loser of the winners final plays the winner of the losers semi-final, and then we have the losers final, and then we have the grand final. That's what happens. If you guys are enjoying the tournament and all the other good stuff, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.